All right, you guys, here we have it. 10 videos of where people hit record at the wrong time.
A man from England called Willow Haunter is a British TikTok user that we have covered before on this channel. For months, Willow has been documenting severe poltergeist activity inside his apartment, with doors frequently swinging open on their own and objects being violently thrown to the ground by unseen hands. However, as his videos gained traction, the internet did what the internet does best. They accused him of faking it, claiming he simply had a friend hiding behind the door pulling a string. Fed up with the skeptics, Willow decided to silence his critics once and for all. He set up an elaborate 2-camera trap to capture what he calls 100% undeniable proof of his haunting.
Right, so this is a response to someone who commented here. Got Deborah Evans saying that I think you're all thick and someone just opened the door. So yeah, you are right, I do think you're thick, but not my audience, just you specifically. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this door. Look, close the door. Now I'm going to go downstairs so you can see I'm nowhere near the door. Right, if there's anyone in this house right now, open that door. Right, and look, there's the camera recording me, so you can see.
Wait, rewind it. So wait.
Right.
Look at the bottom one. Oh my goodness. The door just opened by itself.
And look, there's the camera recording me, so you can see.
Y'all, I would recommend not to ask that question. Like, seriously, if you don't want to find out, then you probably should not ask that question at all. That's something I'm not going to do.
Well, you can see with your own eyes, both sides of the door. So, yeah, explain that one, Deborah.
When we break down this footage Deborah. Side by side, it becomes incredibly difficult to debunk. On one side of the screen, we have a stationary.
What is going on? They don't want me to watch this video? What is happening?
Locked onto the kitchen side of the door. On the other side, we have Willow's handheld phone camera. He starts by pulling the door completely shut. He then deliberately walks down the stairs with his phone, panning around to prove that the lower level is entirely empty and no one is hiding in the house. As he stands at the bottom of the stairs, he calls out into the silence, asking the spirit to open the door if it is truly there with him. Instantly, on the stationary camera feed, you can see the door handle unlatch and the door slowly swing wide open. Because we have both angles rolling simultaneously, you can see with absolute clarity that there is no one standing on either side of that door. To further prove the footage hasn't been spliced or faked, Willow immediately runs back up the stairs, and you can watch his live reaction sync perfectly across both camera feeds as he approaches the open doorway. So, what do you think?
I think it's creepy. That was pretty extreme.
A man from Mexico called Amoroso has posted a terrifying clip on his TikTok account. Outside of the paranormal, Amoroso lives a completely normal life, occasionally posting standard family vlogs. However, over the past few months, his account has been entirely hijacked by the need to document the severe, relentless supernatural activity plaguing his apartment.
You'll see that.
He firmly believes his home has been targeted by dark black magic, and he actually claims to have identified the person responsible on his channel. But before we get to that, we need to look at this specific video he posted on February 7th of this year. Let's watch the raw footage.
My word. Don't open the door, that's for sure. I mean, does it plan on breaking the window in the door or what? Yo, I'm freaked out. You already know what I'm about to say. Like, wait a minute. Wait. Why not turn the lights on so you can see what's going on? How about that? How about that?
En el cielo santificado sea tu nombre. No nosotros tu reino. Haz tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo.
Can we get some light on the situation? Thank you. Oh, what's the matter? It doesn't like light? So you turn all the lights on.
Algo anda ahí, gente. Algo anda ahí.
I'm pretty sure that's not gonna save you.
Y es más de la medianoche, amigos. Algo anda ahí afuera. Lo juro que algo anda afuera ahí.
I hope we don't. Wow. What? Did y'all see anything? I didn't
When
see
we break
it.
down this footage,
Wait.
the tension is suffocating. The recording starts with Amoroso standing at the top of his stairs, listening to incredibly loud, violent banging echoing from the floor below.
Right.
Gathering his courage, he slowly descends. But the exact moment he reaches the bottom and flicks on the lights, the banging completely stops.
Yeah,
The
they're
sudden,
scared of the
dead
lights.
silence is almost worse than the noise. As he begins to cautiously investigate the first floor, he walks over to a window. Watch his hand very closely as he pulls back the curtain. Because it happens so fast, almost everyone missed it on the first watch. Standing right outside the glass, in the dead of night, is a figure. When eagle-eyed viewers took the time to artificially brighten the dark footage, the terrifying truth was revealed. You can clearly see a distinct shape standing right on the other side of the window, quickly darting out of frame to the left, just as the curtain is pulled back. Amoroso then posted a video about a woman
can't really
dressed
see
in
it.
black stalking his home. This is what he captured.
Mira, ¿ya viste? ¿Ya viste?
Oh.
Y nos está viendo. Espérate. No, espérame. No, espérame. ¿Qué? Mira. Tranquila.
I mean, that's literally just a person. Probably the person that was knocking on your door.
Es que no se mueve.
Okay, we're done here.
Espérame, quiero ver qué hace. Espérame, guarda silencio. Le vas a despertar a la niña.
A woman was just standing there outside their home, not moving an inch, just staring at the house in a very unsettling way. So, what do you think?
I think it's a bunch of BS at this point.
We are returning to a very familiar and deeply unsettling channel for this next clip. It comes from an American woman on TikTok who goes by the handle Just Found This Cam. We have featured her videos before, as she has spent months documenting a terrifying escalation of paranormal activity, claiming that tall, dark figures have been following her everywhere she goes. In this specific upload, she is simply taking a walk through her neighborhood at night. As she passes a completely dark, unoccupied house, she stops dead in her tracks. Clear as day, she hears the voice of her own sister calling out to her from inside the empty building. Against all common sense, she decides to go inside and investigate. Let's watch the raw footage.
Okay, let's watch.
I don't know why the lights are on, but I'm going inside of this house. I just heard my sister's voice, and I'm sick of this. And I need to figure out what's going on so I can put a stop to it.
Okay, lights are on. Good.
The fuck? Why is this chair in the middle of the floor?
When we break down this footage, the sense of dread is absolute.
What happened?
As she creeps into the pitch-black abandoned house, the silence is deafening. She scans the empty living room with her camera light, eventually focusing on a lone chair sitting in the middle of the floor that seems entirely out of place. Then, the jump scare hits. Without warning, the heavy chair violently slides across the wooden floor directly toward her, propelled by an unseen force. It is enough to send her screaming in absolute terror as she turns and sprints out the front door. Was this paranormal? Or was it just a hoax? You decide. A YouTuber called Jasko is a veteran paranormal investigator who is incredibly used to dealing with the unexplained, often putting himself in situations that would send most people running. In a video posted on March 7th of this year, he decided to push the limits by taking a haunted doll he calls Toby into a house that is already widely believed to be active. Stacking two haunted elements together is a recipe for disaster, and it didn't take long for the house to react. Watch closely.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
Guys, I swear to God, I just heard like a woman's voice like right here.
Wait a minute. We don't need to go that far. Okay? First of all, I definitely believe that this one is scripted now. Okay? With that filthy language.
It was very faint. I really hope my mic picked that up. I've just been laying here on my phone. I'm gonna properly check this thing. There's no like squeeze anything and like makes noises or anything.
I'm done with you, buddy, already.
Sorry, Toby.
First of all, why is he doing this?
Ah! Ah! What the? What the?
Grab your camera. All right, you guys,
What
let
the
me
fuck
know.
is going on?
Is this fake or not?
Fucking hate it here. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Fuck this place.
When we break down this footage, the activity hits from multiple angles. It starts in the bedroom. Jasko is laying in bed in the dark, waiting for the house to respond, when he claims to clearly hear the disembodied voice of a woman. But you don't just have to take his word for it. Watch the right side of the frame carefully.
Okay, let's see.
Just as the tension peaks, the bedsheet begins to visibly move all on its own, as if something invisible is moving it.
Is it now?
Seconds later, a massive bang hits the bedroom door. Startled, Jasko jumps up to investigate the noise and cautiously makes his way down the hall and into the kitchen. But here is the detail you have to pay close attention to. When his camera first pans across the kitchen doorway, the wooden chair sitting next to it is perfectly upright and normal. He steps further into the room and suddenly, a deafening crash echoes directly behind him. He whips the camera around to find that the very same chair has been violently toppled to the floor while his back was turned for only a split second. So, what do you think?
He didn't trip over it?
For this next piece of footage, we have to be completely honest with you. We are a bit skeptical. However, the context makes it simply too terrifying to ignore.
Okay.
It comes from a well-known Thai paranormal investigator on TikTok who has built a massive following by live streaming her supernatural adventures. There is an undeniable layer of dread that comes with a live broadcast, knowing that whatever happens is unfolding in real time. In this specific stream, she is exploring a vacant house deep in the countryside and suddenly tells her audience that she is trapped inside with something she cannot explain. Let's watch the raw footage.
How is she trapped? What? Translation. Y'all hear that? There is something in the background. She's here by herself.
ทุกคน ใช่ตรงกระจกโคตรน่ากลัวเลย เฮ้ยเมื่อกี้พี่โดนลาก เหมือนมีโดนลากออกมาเพราะพี่อยู่ใต้เตียงพี่หลบเข้าไปใต้เตียงทุกคน เฮ้ย พี่ขอหน้าจอมันไปนะคะโอ้ยโอ้ยออกเฮ้ย 4,700 ท่านนะคะพี่ พี่ขอว่าใช่100,000ได้ไหมโอ้ย
When we review the broadcast, the investigator is visibly trembling, her panic radiating through the screen. As she cautiously pans her camera around the dilapidated room, a very pale, human-like entity suddenly steps into the frame. The sight of it absolutely terrifies her. But here is where the footage gets truly bizarre. Whenever she screams and the camera jerks away, she quickly forces herself to look back at the exact spot the figure was standing, only to find the room completely empty. The entity seemingly vanishes into thin air over and over again. Now, our skepticism comes from the fact that the entity looks incredibly, almost suspiciously, human. But orchestrating a flawlessly timed vanishing act with a physical actor during a live, unedited broadcast is incredibly difficult, making the entire ordeal deeply unsettling to watch.
I mean, I don't know about that.
A woman from America called Jillian May is a user on TikTok. If you scroll through Jillian's account, you won't find anything remotely supernatural. Her feed is entirely made up of standard daily vlogs and random snapshots of her life. But one incredibly short, terrifying video stands out from the rest. One night, while staying up late scrolling on her phone, the atmosphere in her dark bedroom suddenly shifted. Feeling a heavy presence but unable to see clearly in the pitch black, she decided to use her phone's camera to look into the dark corners of her room. What the lens revealed is pure nightmare fuel. Jillian is clearly terrified as she slowly pans the camera across her dark bedroom. Because human eyes struggle to adjust to absolute darkness, she is relying entirely on the screen of her phone to see what is in the room with her. As the camera sweeps past the foot of her bed and into the corner, a pitch-black shadow figure comes into view. But it isn't just a trick of the light or a tall pile of clothes. You can clearly see the distinct, humanoid shape subtly moving and shifting in the darkness, confirming that something, or someone, is standing completely silent in her bedroom, just watching her.
Fake.
We are heading over to France for our next piece of footage. It comes from the YouTube channel of Tomoyan Hamlet, a well-known paranormal investigator who specializes in exploring the dark, forgotten corners of abandoned European buildings. Tomoyan and his crew are seasoned veterans. They have been dealing with the supernatural for years and do not scare easily. But during this specific investigation, they stepped into an abandoned facility that is heavily rumored to be infested with violent poltergeist activity. They quickly found out those rumors were entirely true. Let's watch the raw footage.
C'est vraiment. C'est pour toi. Tu es là? T'es allé où? Edgar. Edgar.
Okay, that's
Oh la
creepy.
dinguerie. Il va le faire tomber.
And nobody's behind it?
Il va le faire tomber. Fais-le tomber. Fais-le tomber. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Qu'est-ce que tu fais, toi? Ah bah tiens.
No, it's time to get out of there. There's no way I would stay in that building any longer at all. No way.
When we break down this footage, you can see exactly why even an experienced crew was caught off guard. As they are standing in the middle of a decaying room, a sudden cacophony of loud, heavy banging erupts from the walls all around them. It sounds like they are completely surrounded. Confused and on high alert, they quickly pan their flashlights around the space, proving that there is absolutely no one else hiding in the shadows. But the auditory scare was just a distraction for the main event. Watch the massive, rusted old water furnace sitting in the corner of the room.
That's not
Despite
rusted.
its sheer weight, it suddenly begins to wobble and shift entirely on its own. As the crew watches in stunned silence, the heavy metal structure is violently toppled over, crashing hard onto the concrete floor. The camera angle perfectly captures the surrounding space, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that no human hands were anywhere near it when it fell. So, what do you think? A woman from the United States named Gina has an account on TikTok. Her channel has absolutely nothing to do with the supernatural. It is filled purely with daily vlogs and family updates. In this specific clip, Gina was simply sitting in her room testing out some new hair extensions. She explicitly stated that she was completely home alone at the time, as her husband was away at work and her daughter was at school. But as the footage rolled, it became horrifyingly clear that she was not by herself.
Somebody's behind her?
When we break down this footage, the true scare is incredibly subtle, which makes it all the more deeply unsettling. As Gina is talking to the camera, completely focused on her hair, you have to look past her to the out-of-focus background.
Look at that.
Because she takes up most of the frame, it is almost entirely blocked. But just over her shoulder, you can clearly see the distinct shape of a head. It slowly and silently moves from the left side of the background to the right. The most terrifying part about this video isn't the possibility of a ghost. The comment section wasn't worried about poltergeists or demons. They were desperately warning her that the movement looked far too solid, suggesting a flesh and blood intruder was silently creeping through her house right behind her back.
And she didn't turn around?
This next piece of footage comes from a TikTok user named Sydney. While she usually sticks to wholesome family vlogs and rarely posts about the supernatural, she has occasionally shared a few paranormal encounters that many of you might actually recognize. However, one specific piece of footage completely slipped under the radar. Determined to capture the strange, unexplainable things happening around her home, Sydney set up indoor security cameras specifically to monitor for poltergeist activity. What her kitchen camera caught in the dead of night is undeniably creepy.
Here we go in the kitchen again.
Footage. When we break down this footage, the quiet stillness of the dark kitchen is suddenly interrupted. Everything appears completely normal until you focus your attention on the upper cabinets. Slowly and deliberately, two of the heavy wooden doors swing wide open entirely on their own. The wide camera angle provides a clear, unobstructed view of the entire space, proving that there is absolutely no one standing in the room. Furthermore, the smooth, almost synchronized movement of the wood shows no jerky pulling that would indicate a hoax using hidden strings or fishing line. So, what do you think?
It's time to move.
Our final piece of footage for this video comes to us from the UK, uploaded just today, March 25th, by a TikTok user named Katie. Like many of the accounts we feature, Katie's page is entirely normal, filled mostly with family pictures and daily vlogs. She has never posted a single paranormal video in her life, until tonight. While driving home from a late shift at work, her dashcam captured something that is truly bizarre and deeply unsettling. Let's watch the raw footage.
Did y'all see that?
When we break down this dashcam footage, the sheer isolation makes it incredibly creepy. Katie is driving down a completely empty stretch of highway in the dead of night. There are absolutely no other cars around, but as her headlights cut through the darkness, an unnerving silhouette appears ahead. Standing dead still in the middle of the road, in an area completely restricted from pedestrians, is a woman dressed head to toe in white. She isn't walking, and she isn't trying to flag Katie down for help. She is just standing there, frozen in the headlights. But now, as a bonus, we're going to show you one of the most terrifying footage we have ever seen. Keep watching.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qul huwallahu ahad.
Okay, they almost got me. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.